Have you ever felt your blood boil? Because of someone else's words. A careless insult, a harsh tone from your boss, a message left unseen. And suddenly, your entire day is poison. But here's the uncomfortable truth. No one has the power to make you angry, unless you hand it to them. There once lived a man who burned with rage at everything and everyone, until one moment shattered his illusion and rewrote his life forever. This is his story, and if you're honest, it might feel like yours. In a quiet mountain village lived a man named Raheem. People didn't know him for kindness, wisdom, or strength. They knew him for one thing: his uncontrollable temper. If his wife forgot the salt, he exploded. If a cow wandered into his field, he roared like a storm. Even the laughter of children outside his home triggered his fury. Silence. Can't you give me one moment of peace? Raheem was convinced the world was broken, not him. His wife Amina would gently ask, "Why do you let such small things steal your peace?" But Raheem snapped back, "Because people should know how to act. If they don't respect me, how can I stay calm?" What he never understood was this: every time he reacted, he surrendered control. He was letting others dictate his emotions and destroy his peace. One blazing summer morning, a monk walked into the village. Dressed in plain white, he carried a stillness so deep, it felt like silence itself had taken human form. He sat beneath the old banyan tree by the well. People whispered, "He barely speaks, but when he does, it changes you." That afternoon, Amina looked at Raheem and said softly, "Go see him, maybe he can help you." Raheem scoffed. "A monk? What could he possibly teach me? He doesn't deal with the kind of idiots I do." But the very next day, something snapped. While working in his field, a neighbor's boy accidentally broke one of his tools. Raheem exploded. His voice thundered so violently that birds scattered into the sky. The boy ran away in tears. That night Raheem sat alone, fire still raging in his chest. He whispered into the darkness, "Why do I always feel worse after I lose control?" Sleep never came before the sun rose. He found himself walking toward the banyan tree. The monk sat there, eyes closed, as if listening to something beyond sound. Raheem hesitated, then finally spoke, his voice heavy, "I'm exhausted. People push me, and I can't stop myself." The monk opened his eyes and smiled gently. "Sit." Then he asked, "When anger comes, how long does it stay?" Raheem paused. "An hour, sometimes a whole day." "And when it's gone, what's left?" Raheem exhaled deeply. "Nothing good. Just emptiness, regret, exhaustion." The monk nodded. "Of course. Because anger doesn't punish others. It consumes the one who carries it." He lifted a cup of water. "Look at this calm. Clear, you can see your reflection." Then he shook it. "Now, you see nothing. No clarity, no truth. That's your mind when it's disturbed." Raheem frowned. "So what? Just stay quiet when people disrespect me?" The monk smiled. "No. Don't stay silent. Learn the difference between reacting and responding." He leaned closer. "When someone throws dirt at you, you have two choices: catch it or step aside." The next morning, the monk gave him a task: "Bring me a pot of water and a handful of sand." Raheem obeyed. "Now boil it." The water began to rage, bubbling violently. "Touch it," the monk said. Raheem pulled back instantly. It's too hot. The monk's eyes sharpen. That is anger. When your emotions boil, peace becomes untouchable. Then the monk dropped a spoonful of sand into the boiling water. See this, he said. The sand clouds everything. This is your mind when you react. He poured the murky water into a bowl and waited. Slowly, the sand sank. The water cleared. This, the monk said quietly, is what happens when you stop reacting. Your mind settles, and only then can you see the truth. Raheem said nothing, but something inside him shifted. For years, he hadn't been fighting the world. He had been setting his own mind on fire. Over the next few days, he tried something new. Every time anger rose, he paused, breathed, and remembered, step aside. Don't catch the dirt. It wasn't easy. His old self fought back hard. Then came the test at the market. A merchant tried to cheat him. Raheem felt the surge, hot, explosive, familiar. He almost shouted, but he stopped. He took a breath and said calmly, I'll buy from someone honest. Then he walked away. The merchant stood frozen. No fight, no chaos. And for the first time, Raheem felt powerful without being loud. That night, he slept in peace. But real change is always challenged. One morning, a group of young men mocked him. Look, the angry man thinks he's a saint now. Laughter cut through the air. Raheem felt it again. The heat, the pressure, the urge to explode. His fists tightened, his mind screamed, show them who you are. Then the monk's voice echoed within him. When you react, you give your power away. Raheem stopped. He smiled. You're right, he said calmly. I used to be angry, but now I'm learning something stronger. They were confused. One of them asked, how can you stay calm when we insult you? Raheem looked at them and said, when someone offers you poison, you don't have to drink it. Silence. No comeback. No laughter. Raheem walked away, not defeated, but free. Weeks passed. Amina saw the difference. No more shouting, no more storms. Even when things went wrong, he stayed steady, grounded. One morning Raheem returned to the banyan tree. He bowed deeply. Master, I understand now. People never made me angry. My own mind did. And now, and choose peace instead of pain. The monk smiled. You've learned the truth. Life will keep testing you. But every time you remain calm, you don't become weaker, you become unbreakable. Raheem looked at the monk and asked, will people ever stop testing me? The monk let out a quiet laugh. When the storm realizes you no longer run from it, it stops chasing you. Years passed. The man who once burned with rage became the calmest soul in the village. Now, when others were overwhelmed, they came to him for answers, and Raheem would always say, peace isn't something you find in a quiet world. It's something you build in a quiet mind. One day, a young boy asked him, Uncle Raheem, don't people still make you angry? Raheem smiled. Sometimes they try. But the moment you stop reacting, they lose all power. He looked toward the mountains and added, you can't control the wind, but you can learn how to sail. Then, after a pause, he said softly, the day I stopped reacting was the day I truly started living. Here's the truth most people never accept. You can't stop others from hurting you. You can't stop problems from coming. But you can stop handing them the power to destroy your peace. Every reaction is a decision. Every moment of calm is real strength. The one who controls their reaction controls their life. So the next time someone tries to shake you, just smile and whisper to yourself, I don't catch the dirt. You don't control the world, but you always control how you respond to it. And remember, real strength isn't loud. It's the quiet power to stay peaceful when everything around you isn't. If this story hits something inside you, stay with me, because every story you hear here is another step toward becoming stronger, calmer, and unshakable.